Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis and Arundel County and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Well, good morning. It's Friday, January 28th, 2022. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief. I was recording a podcast on the yard yesterday, and as I was walking back to my car, I had a craving for a hot chocolate. It was cold out, but I wanted to go to Biddy and Beau's on Dock Street, and man, I'll tell you, I love that place. I think I love the concept more, but man, their hot chocolates are very good, as is their coffee. And I was thrilled to see 7 or 8 people there midweek in the middle of winter. So that's my recommendation for you today. Biddy and Beau's on Dock Street in downtown Annapolis. All right, we have some news to share, so let's get into it, shall we? The best news of the day, Baltimore City Firefighter John McMaster went home yesterday. McMaster was one of 4 trapped in Monday's fire, where unfortunately 3 others perished. On his exit from shock trauma, he was greeted by dozens of firefighters from Baltimore and surrounding communities. And also, the Baltimore City Fire Department posted a photo to their Facebook page yesterday. Apparently, there are some keyboard warriors out there criticizing them for going inside a, quote, vacant home. The photos show a vacant home from their outside, yet on the inside, it is very much occupied by a homeless person. You just never know what the appearance is from the outside. And there are thousands of homes just like that all over the city of Baltimore. So please don't be quick to judge. This was a tragic accident. These guys do risk their lives every time they go into one of these things. And it's something probably none of us would ever do. We have a bit more on the shooting on Wednesday night that killed a woman in Eastport in Annapolis. Police have identified the victim as a 21-year-old Shakeo Williams who lived nearby. Annapolis Mayor Buckley released a statement yesterday afternoon saying, in part, quote, I am saddened by the overnight shooting that took the life of a young woman from our community. It is absolutely intolerable that people resolve their problems with such violence, unquote. Police are asking the public for help, and if anyone knows anything, they can call 410-260-3439. It should be noted that this shooting actually took place outside of the new Annapolis Resource Center, which is located in the community, which was to be a place for the community resources as well as for the police to use as a substation. Unfortunately, last night it was not staffed. There has been no word from the police or the city if the FBI or the ATF will be involved in the investigation of this homicide or if a reward greater than the standard Crime Stoppers $2,000 will be offered. The Arundel County Police have made an arrest from a 2017 homicide. Back in October of 2017, a body was discovered in Shadyside, washed up along the bay. After an autopsy, it was determined that a woman, thought to be Asian or Hispanic, was killed in a homicide. The Annapolis Police had a missing person, Megan Tillman, during that time, and Anne Arundel collected DNA from her family. The DNA indicated that it was Tillman's body that did wash up on the shore. Further investigation led to a pair of suspects who were ultimately located in Pima County, Arizona. The pair was arrested and are currently jailed awaiting extradition to Maryland. While tragic, it's always good to see that a case comes to a close due to the diligence and the tenacity of our cops. And Brian Frosch, Maryland's Attorney General, sent out a warning yesterday afternoon that there are scammers afoot going door-to-door offering COVID tests. Of course, they request personally identifiable information, and ultimately the test results never materialize. They do not know how or if the information is being used, and they also report that the process has been started by phone in some instances. Don't fall for it. Federal law now does require health insurers to reimburse policyholders for at-home tests, and there are plenty of places to get them here in Anne Arundel County, both free and for purchase. I mean, K&B True Value is selling them. And you can go to covidtests.gov and have 4 free tests mailed to you. Unfortunately, there are scammers out there ready to take advantage of any crisis. Hey, are you a minority-owned business in Anne Arundel County that can use some coaching, some consulting, and maybe a $5,000 grant? The third cohort of the Inclusive Ventures program is accepting applications. Now, the Anne Arundel Economic Development Corporation puts this together. It is a 6-week program involving 6 3-hour online sessions that are pretty intense. The deadline to apply is 5 p.m. on January 31st, and you want to go to Anne Arundel Economic Development Corp at aaedc.org to get started. Again, you need to be an existing minority-owned business in Anne Arundel County and be in good standing with the state. This is a great program that has come from the pandemic. I'm a fan. Earlier this week, we told you about the Homeowners Expo and the Annapolis Film Festival. Well, here is another date for you to save. Super Bowl Sunday, and that is soup, S-O-U-P, not S-U-P-E-R. Usually they serve up real soup in a real church ladled out by real people, and it is real good. But again, this year it is really virtual, and it will run from February 6th to the 13th. You want to go to heritageloves.com. There are a slew of celebrity chefs that will give you the recipe for their special soups. They do ask for a donation, and if you are able to do that, it is much appreciated, and we'll go to the Lighthouse. Offering recipes this year, Delegate Henson, restaurateur Andrew Parks from the old Sam's on the Waterfront, Chef Shannon Costello, Tom O'Leary from the Baking It television show and Chevy's and Black Market Bakers, Chef Zachary Pope, businessman and likely mayoral candidate Jared Littman, and Baysox GM Brian Shallcross. Lots of good stuff. And tonight, actually, I am playing poker with several of them. And instead of me taking all of their money like I usually do, we've all collectively decided to donate all proceeds to the Super Bowl. So February 6th through the 13th, heritageloves.com. And that's it for the news, but here's some podcast news for you. We've been busy recording a bunch of local business spotlights. Refill Goodness is up this week. SOFO is up next. But please keep the suggestions coming, and remember, they are free to the businesses and a lot of fun for me to do. info@eyeonannapolis.net is my email address, or you can send me a DM on Twitter. Those are probably the two best ways to reach me. All right, I'm done. And as always, thank you for listening. And if you are somewhere where you can leave a rating or a review, please do. And make sure you let your friends, family, and colleagues all know to follow us. It does help so much. A quick thank you to our sponsors for today's Daily News Brief: Solar Energy Services, the Kristi Neidhardt Team of Northrop Realty, a Long and Foster Company, Alpha Engineering, and Rehab to Perform. It is Friday, so I'm going to take this time just to say have a great weekend, be nice to others, do something fun, have a snowball fight, and keep shopping local. Other than that, we'll see you on Monday. Now, hang tight. George Young from DCMDVA Weather is here with your locally forecast and snowy weather report. All of that in just a bit.
Hello, energy consumers. This is Rick Peters, president of Solar Energy Services. With all the talk of energy resilience in the news recently, I'm surprised there's not more talk about solar plus batteries, especially since 1/3 of all of our new residential solar projects include a battery backup system that provides instant energy security and peace of mind. And with incentives in place for battery backup, this investment is now more affordable than ever. With financing rates as low as 0.99% and plans offering 18 months same as cash, it's now easier than ever to go solar with no money down. Financing creates an easy bill swap scenario where you replace your electric bill with a loan payment, allowing you to build equity in your own personal energy supply. Don't wait for your next power outage to act. Contact us today at 410-923-6090 or visit us at solarsaves.net to learn more about solar with battery backup. Don't wait another minute. Sunshine's are wasted.
Sunshine, sunshine, nothing else can make me feel so fine.
Are you an active adult or competitive athlete dealing with an injury keeping you from being at your best? Then Rehab to Perform is here to get you back to your full potential. R2P is a unique fitness-focused physical therapy company with 4 locations in Maryland. More like a training room and a personal training studio than a medical facility. R2P offers physical therapy for lower back pain, overuse injuries, post-surgery, muscle pulls, chronic pain, and more. R2P also offers rehabilitation for concussions and mild traumatic brain injuries. To learn more, visit rehabtoperform.com.
When you live near Annapolis, you know how fickle the weather can be. So you need a truly local forecast that's accurate and reliable. Forecast right here in Annapolis. DCMDVA Weather is not just for today, but for the rest of the week and the weekend too. Now here's George Young of DCMDVA Weather with the weather outlook for today and beyond.
Hey everyone, this is George with DCMDVA Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Friday, January 28th. Yesterday was another cold one for the Annapolis region, in a month that will likely end up a degree or two below normal for the entire month, which is quite an accomplishment given that the first 2 days of the month were each 20 degrees above average. And with more snow on the way, the month will likely end up with 5 days of measurable snowfall for a total of at least 12 inches of measured snow at BWI Airport for the month, and possibly 15 inches or more, depending on exactly how much falls later tonight and tomorrow. Look for highs today in the mid-30s or so with increasing clouds as low pressure forms off the southeastern coast and starts to move northeast, which will then deliver snowfall to Arundel County later today and into tomorrow morning, likely starting somewhere in the 3 to 9 p.m. time frame and ending before noon tomorrow and afternoon. Further you go towards Salisbury and Ocean City with gusty winds later tonight and much of tomorrow, gusting over 40 miles per hour at times and possibly over 45 or 50 miles per hour towards Salisbury and Ocean City, with the expectation for total snowfall in the 2 to 4 inch range for Arundel County, with 4 to 8 inches expected for much of the Maryland Eastern Shore and portions of southern Maryland, and maybe 6 to 10 plus inches of snow closer to Salisbury and Ocean City, with some potential still for higher totals if the storm's path is even a modest 25 to 50 degrees closer to the coast than what models have depicted to this point. Whatever the case, it's going to be somewhat snowy and very cold, with highs Saturday likely only in the upper 20s, with wind chills all day likely in the teens, with temps Sunday only maxing out around 32 degrees for PM highs, with temps then warming nicely into the mid-40s by Tuesday and lower 50s maybe by Thursday, though winter may make a solid return again next Friday or Saturday. So stay tuned for more on that, and also stay tuned for updates on tonight's next snowmaker as we analyze the storm throughout the day today ahead of its arrival. Okay, that's it for today and for the week. This is George Young of DCMDVA Weather. Make it a great day and weekend out there despite the cold, wintry weather. Stay healthy and warm and be safe. And be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter for regular updates, as well as through our website at dcmdvaweather.info, and definitely download our DCMDVA Weather app on all of your devices from either the Apple or Google app stores for tons of weather info and push notifications regarding upcoming and active weather in the region, so you can always stay weather informed.
Another moving moment from Kristi Neidhardt of the Kristi Neidhardt Team from Northrop Realty, a Long and Foster company.
So maybe you've heard by now, the real estate market is hot. Actually, on fire might be a better term. And if you've been thinking about changing your address lately, but need to get your house market ready, here are a few simple tips to make your house shine. Clear the clutter. Basically making your house look like no one lives there when you still live there. Removing everything from kitchen and bathroom countertops is a great start. Give your house a deep clean. We're not just talking about a simple dust and vacuum. Think of this as detailing your house. Get into those hard-to-reach places, especially in the rooms buyers will focus on, like the kitchen and bathrooms, and power wash the outside walkways and decks. A fresh coat of paint can go a long way. Light gray and white trim is a safe choice. And finally, talk to us. The Kristi Neidhardt Team can help you find things you might not notice around your house that can make a huge difference in your sale price.
That's another moving moment from Kristi Neidhardt. To get in touch, call 410-295-6579 or visit kn-team.com. That's kn-team.com.
The benefits of a good night's sleep are well documented. Sleeping well prevents weight gain, improves concentration and creativity, and boosts the immune system. So, what keeps you up at night? If you run a business, then the security of your computer network may be one of those things. Threats like ransomware and phishing are becoming increasingly sophisticated and pose a real risk to any business. Don't let these cyber threats keep you up at night. At Alpha, they've been helping their customers sleep better for over 30 years by monitoring in real time and hardening network defenses. And for those irritating IT issues that arise every day, Alpha's just a phone call away, helping your business run smoothly and helping you sleep better, knowing Alpha is on guard. Give Alpha a call to see if they can ease your worries and help you get the rest you deserve. Find them at alphagetsit.com.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Eye on Annapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.